What's going on, you beautiful humans? Got moved into my new office. Still some kinks to work out, but lucky for you, you're watching this. We got a great opportunity, at least what I think is going to be my next profitable little venture here, which is a sale going on in about a day and a half. Now, the name of the game is Cycle Network. Okay, these guys have been building for 3 years. They were incubated by Binance Labs, now called YZI Labs, or Yizzy Labs as I like to call them. And the only way to get their token airdropped at TGE is through this Diamond Egg NFT sale that they're doing. I'm going to go over all the mathematics. I'm going to go over why I think this network has a great chance to be extremely successful. And we're going to go over some other, aspects of it. But first and foremost, going to cover the sale details so you are clear on how to grab this and how to not miss out, because I do think the first 1,000 are going to sell pretty quickly, because if you look down here, the price is $350 starting out for the first 1,000 sold, and then it goes up by $5 every 200 that are sold. There's a 10,000 max of these. So if you do all the math and they sell all 10,000 of these, that'd be 30 million tokens that are going to be dropped. So keep that in mind as we go through some of the mathematics going forward. And of course, if you use my code, my KOL code, that's 7P5WKG, you get 5% off the purchase price as well. Okay. Now this Diamond Egg NFT that is going on sale in 1 hour or 1 day and 16 hours from now, you are going to be able to get 6,000 of the cycle token dropped. Okay. Now 3,000 of that you're going to get immediately at TGE, which will be in about 1 month is when TGE is going to kick off. And then after that, you can claim another 20% after 30 days and then the rest after 90 days. So what I'm looking for me personally, and what I'm really hoping for, is that initial 50% airdrop is an ROI. Of course, everything is crypto, so you never can be guaranteed something, but I'm feeling pretty good about this, especially if you are able to jump in, early into those first, 1,000 or 2,000 NFTs here. I'm going to try to grab, let's see, 350. I'm trying to think how much I have in my wallet, about 4 or 5 of these. Now, I want to talk about the tokenomics first, and then we'll get back to why I think this is going to be successful. Not to mention, with the Diamond NFT, we're going to be talking about Golden Goose and the Golden Goose Game and how that kind of works. That is separate. Okay, so we have Cycle Network, okay, which is basically going to be like the VisaNet of Web3 is what they're building, okay? And then we have the Golden Goose, which is a game that is built on the Cycle Network, essentially by Cycle Network, and they've had great total value locked on there, and a large amount of users, $200 spent like per user, all kinds of good stats, which we'll go over in a minute. But let's talk about the tokenomics first of Cycle, okay? Because this is what I'm really laser beaming in on with these Diamond Egg NFTs, and really why I'm pushing hard to grab some of these, okay? So first off, the total supply is going to be 1 billion Cycle tokens, okay? That is the max. No more is going to be minted, blah, 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 okay? As you can see here, 20% and 15%, so investors, team, and advisors, they all have a 1-year cliff. So this airdrop you're getting, you have no competition towards teams, advisors, investors, anybody. The only competition, basically, is other people who have purchased the egg and gotten the Cycle token dropped. Okay, which means I really think we could have some just excellent strength immediately off with this token, and it's only 1 billion. Okay, so they've already had fair valuation and stuff done. $100 million, okay, is already like the valuation that we've seen. If that was the case and the entire total supply was out, that'd be like 10 cents a token to be at a $100 million valuation. Well, since we know so much of this is already locked up and there's not going to be that much, 30 million is the max that can be dropped from these Diamond Egg NFTs. With market makers and maybe some liquidity, that they might have. Let's see here. Treasury's locked up too. Maybe business and ecosystem incentives. Maybe we have 100 million of this initially. I say 100 million because if you go to the initial CoinGecko, it shows 100 million as the initial circulating supply. If that was the case, and we're at 100 million and it's 100 million valuation or market cap, that'd be $1 a token. Okay, I'm not saying you're gonna get $3,000 off a $350 NFT, but With the Sonic airdrop, we 3 times our value as soon as the TGE hit. So, man, if I got ROI back, period, just initially off that 50%, that would be an absolute win to me. Even at least 75%, 70% on that initial drop would be superb. Okay. Now let's talk about who these guys are. Okay. They've been working for 3 years. Okay. 3 years working on the VisaNet of Web3. You can think of other projects like Stripe and stuff, right? A lot of these companies, we want to get a very simple Web2 onboarding. Okay. So literally being able to go to, oh, there's a little bit of noise from the Goose game. You can see I bought a single classic Goose on there because I was playing around with their site on this Goose game thing. But we want a very easy ability to purchase, right? So if we go to Hatch here, let me see if it'll open this up here. I just wanted to show how easy it is. Like when you're clicking and you want to, let's say like purchase an egg. This is not the site I wanted. If you want to purchase like an egg or something, you're able to go ahead and go. And when you go to it, you could choose credit card. Okay. You use your Visa, your credit card, your MasterCard, whatever. You click purchase, boom, you're done. Okay. That's how easy we want it to be. And that's what they're looking to do across networks. That's a big thing, right? Across like Arbitrum, Ethereum, and Binance are the first 3 where it's all integrated. Okay. So it won't matter what your funds are on, whether it's on Arbitrum, Ethereum, or Binance. If it's USDT, USDC, it'll be simplistic to be able to, buy, sell, move your money around, all that good fun stuff. Okay. You can see who they've been incubated by. The investors, they have $8 million of investment funds already raised through like the seeding and everything. You can see, the social media they got, the Golden Goose game, $15 million of, total value, locked on the platform. The average user has spent $200 to $300, and they've had a 90% retention with the Golden Goose game. And I can see why. Definitely some entertainment there and what you're trying to do and farming that Goose token, which we'll talk about in a little bit too. And then the Cycle network in general, the security, 400 million security TVL, institutional partners, top node operators. There will be tier 1 exchanges here. We know that they're, incubated by Binance Labs too. So, I would assume we'll see some central exchanges that start with the letter B. You can see kind of how their solution works with the Cycle layer and making a unified liquidity SDK, across all these networks. Okay. So that's like the real short and simple of what Cycle's doing and really kind of the push here. Okay. So you have 2 things going on here. We have Cycle Network that's going to be launching with their TGE, and then the Goose game, and the Goose token will also be launching TGE next month as well. I believe with the Cycle token, they're going to be trying to launch them actually at the same time together with the Golden Goose and the Goose game and everything. There's 2 different modes. Okay. If you want to keep it simple, pro mode, you literally can just, put USDT, USDC in there and earn your APY. Okay. There's a bunch of different ways and choices to stake there. And then there's the game mode where, you can be doing hatching the eggs, raising the geese, getting like an abstracted yield, and different like lucrative airdrops and opportunities there. I did look and see, because they actually have a secondary marketplace on here where you can actually go and purchase gooses as well. If you want to, even purchase some of these classic geese, they're pretty cheap actually. And you're able to, get almost as much as a Golden Goose would farm, because Golden Goose is like 214 times. Back to the Diamond Egg NFT, okay? So not only are you getting that 6,000 minimum Cycle airdrop, okay, but you're actually going to be sharing in 10% of the Goose initial market value is going to be dropped to these Diamond Egg NFTs, and they will be 100% unlocked at the Goose TGE, okay? So we're getting 2 things here. One, we're getting the Cycle token, which for me is already enough, okay? Then we're getting a bonus. We're getting 10% of the Goose token supply is going to be dropped to these Diamond Egg NFTs at TGE, and it's going to be 100% unlocked immediately. You don't need to be raising the geese or anything, no manual operations. Obviously, this is like real superior for your efficiency, your returns, very simple on it, but you will get triple mining bonuses with those Diamond Egg NFTs. I really like how this NFT has tremendous value, because I don't know how many, you know, things across all these different ecosystems where the NFTs are just kind of like, you know, they ended up not being much. I do expect this to go pretty quick, especially the first couple thousand. I think these will sell really fast. You know, you're essentially, you know, more or less, we're kind of getting like a pre-sale, right, with the cycle token at what I think is a killer price and a killer deal. So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about the cliff that we have with the investors and team. It's going to really help protect the token as we kind of move forward. And then, of course, like I said, Cycle and what they're making with, you know, the Visa, PayPal, MasterCard, how this is already all embedded. You're able to purchase with your card. You don't have to worry about Ethereum, Arbitrum, all this stuff. It vastly simplifies it for Web2 users. They have TikTok user acquisition, you know, the one-click login. Here's some of the users that they have, 17,000 paid users. You know, that's a nice real number. I hate when you see so many things and you're like, oh, that's probably inflated. But they have a tremendous retention so far, and $200 per user is a lot. Okay. So that's pretty exciting for them. You can see some of the roadmap here, you know, and the B2B onboarding acceleration that we're going to be seeing in Q3 and Q4. Everything moving along very well with this team. Like I said, 3 years they have been cooking and cruising through, you know, building this layer here. Here you can kind of see some of the chain abstraction settlement in case you want to see, you know, the Golden Goose protocol between Binance, Ethereum, and Arbitrum chains, the clearing and the settlement and your revenue calculation in your DeFi on the different ones, and you not having to worry about it. That's the real cool thing, is it's able to DeFi for you on multiple chains when you're utilizing the pro version of everything on here. If you need to confirm, you know, on Cycle Network, some of the strategic funding and stuff, the $8 million that they have. And then there's one specific one I wanted to show you guys. So right here are some similar projects. Okay, so pay attention to this. This is your ICO analytics. Okay, so here we have like 5 different projects that were similar to this, and what the current ROI and what the all-time ROI was for these different ones. So you can see Layer Edge, the current ROI is down quite a bit. At an all-time high, it just got above 1, so not great. Kento, that was just a burn. People, you know, really didn't do well on that. Form Network did not do well on that. Cartesi, though, right? Still a 4.7x from the current ROI. At an all-time high, it was 116x. The B2 network, 5x right now. All-time high was 10.3x. So my point being, yes, crypto, there's always risks, there's always chances. This is one of those ones where I feel confident that I am definitely putting in my own money, okay? So I'm definitely putting in my own money. I'm going to try to grab at least like 5 of these eggs, because I think this is and can be a pretty quick, easy, profitable flip that I'm looking for. So let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Make sure you use that discount code to get that extra 5%. And as always, stay warm, Wookiees.